Welcome to Komuniti Footprints. We take you across the country to where Digicel Foundation's impact projects change the lives of many people. Education is one priority area. Classrooms like this provide a safe learning space for children in many districts.
Next, I'd like to call upon Jack Salatiel, Home Office. He will be doing a library project, purchasing school books for his school in East New Britain.
Meet Jack Salatiel, a cameraman and editor with TV1, and through the Live, Love, Learn program of Digicel Foundation, was a successful applicant for the 2019 staff grants. His 5,000 Kina award covered the purchase of library books to a school in his home district.
We are thankful to the gift from the Digicel Foundation this afternoon as I'm receiving the gift from the Digicel Foundation. Thank you so much.
Jack is grateful he will be able to play a small but important part in the learning and development of these students.
I'm happy to do this because I know that books are important. We've come to a stage where most of the time it's the internet or the mobile phone, but we've forgotten that books are very important, especially when you're holding it in your hand and you're reading off a book. It's, maybe people may say it's old school, but it gives you an experience. And for books to be given to students out in a rural setting, like in Warangoi Riet Primary School, for them it would be something beyond their expectations, because they don't have internet like normal children have here in the city or in the capitals.
Digicel Foundation CEO Serena Sasingyan shared the work of the Digicel Foundation and how they fund health clinics, ambulances, leadership and training programs, building classrooms and sourcing educational materials through programs across Papua New Guinea. But now the company helps its staff give back to their own villages and communities.
Why do we do this? Because we believe that all of you kids sitting here are the hope of this country. That all of you kids sitting here, if you use these classrooms well, if you read the books, if you do the tests that your teachers give you, if you do the assignments that they give you, that one day you will be able to be standing here like me, talking as well and going out and doing important work to build your country. No one will build your country, only you kids will.
The school was previously a recipient of a double classroom from Digicel Foundation, and this staff grant now provides a supply of books to furnish what has been an empty library. It is hoped that these resources will empower their young minds.
A book is powerful. How many of you guys have read books? How many of you guys like reading books? How many of you guys would like to read books if you had more books? Yes. Books are so powerful because words are powerful. You know, the Word of God tells us that with God's words, He created the heavens and the earth. With His imagination, He said, you know, let there be land, let there be sea. He used His words, and here we are. He made man, and He made us in His image and in His likeness. And He gave us the authority and the power and the ability to do what is right and what is wrong. And every day when we wake up, we have a choice. And reading is so powerful because what reading does is it opens up your minds. It opens up your ability to be able to think. It opens up your ability to be able to dream of things that are not yet here. Because then with whatever it is that you think, you begin to use your minds and your mouths, and you begin to declare words. And from those words, things are actually created.
These students come from surrounding plantations and settlements within the Riat and Dadul areas of Pomio district. There are between 500 to 600 students, ranging from grades 3 to 8. The children face the challenges of everyday rural Papua New Guineans of learning basic knowledge of the world and also English due to the lack of reading materials. Riat Primary School is the second biggest in Pomio district and has been in dire need of attention for many years. The staff and school board alike were grateful with the Foundation's provision of a double classroom in the previous years and the current donation of 26 cartons of reading material, which makes about 1,000 library books, and extremely grateful to Jack for his generous idea of giving back to the young generation in his community.
Today is a timely program that I have from the Digicel Foundation. Digicel has been supporting my school for a couple of years, though I have not been here, but today I was very impressed, really impressed with the Digicel, the gift from the Digicel with regards to the reading of my students in the school.
It's been a long time since we have a library packed with books. The building was there for so many years, but there was no books in the library. And now I'm very proud. During recess, I believe I won't be seeing kids running around, just sitting down, telling stories, doing nothing. I believe they will be accommodated in the library.
It's a sense of accomplishment, and rightfully so for Jack, who is overwhelmed this library will educate hundreds more that get to pass through this school.
Me hope you will feel encouraged. Let me bring him all booky come. Na you got in time. You're gonna sit down inside the library. Maybe all teachers can come up with a program where you can go sit down 1 hour inside. You can borrow him book too.
The donation includes reading books, dictionaries, thesauruses, and teaching aid materials. But no one could have said it better than senior teacher Agatha Oram when expressing her gratitude.
As a teacher in the classroom, students lack this the skills in English, because English is the core subject where students need to know, and that will take them, it will carry them to the other subjects. Today when I saw those boxes of books, I don't know, I feel like crying. As I asked, how many books you think are there? And he said, 1,000 plus. Oh, great joy, yeah. And I assure you that students are going to have access to those books.
After 12 years of nation building, we have invested over 135 million kina into health and education projects all over the country. We envision a nation where there is equal access to opportunities so that no one is left behind. By leveraging Digicel's mobile network, we are reaching PNG's most rural areas. We provide support to our partners through grants and capacity building, and provide a platform to share our collective story of change. We want to see a connected, educated, safe, and healthy PNG. Visit our website to learn more about our work. Digicel Foundation, your partner in nation building.
Still in amazing East New Britain in the heart of Kokopo, we paid a visit to St. Mary's Vunapope Hospital to follow up on a project funded several years ago. Integrated into the hospital is the Peter Torot HIV clinic that coordinates the mobile health clinic patrol. Sister in charge of the Peter Torot HIV clinic, Sister Siwa Clement, says that the ambulance has assisted them effectively in carrying out their duties.
Other services, other integrated services within the services too that we do, like the HIV program, and we have the blood donors, physio and all this. They're all within the hospital, integrated into the hospital, that the accessibility of this vehicle is just like so much help.
The health center was a recipient of the ambulance or mobile health clinic from the Digicel Foundation in September 2014. so it was a timely visit to see the great work that these health professionals continue to provide on a daily basis to many communities, regardless of the conditions.
We only get calls through the hospital for cases like any patients coming from the highland. And then this ambulance runs down to the beach, collect the mothers from the beach, and take them straight to the hospital.
The mobile health clinic enables staff to reach areas that are still inaccessible by reliable vehicles, and they are able to conduct immunizations and maternal child health outreach, testing of HIV/AIDS and voluntary confidential counseling, the school medical programs, disability for rehabilitation programs, blood donation, and also multiple awareness on various health topics throughout the district.
12 years ago, the Digicel Foundation began its work to improve health and educational outcomes for the people of Papua New Guinea. As the patron of the Digicel Foundation and chairman of the Digicel Group, I am proud of the impact that we are having on some of the most socially marginalized communities in the country. Central to our mission is our ethos that where Digicel as a company grows across Papua New Guinea, so too must the communities that we operate and grow in. To date, we've invested over 135 million kina into 466 projects across 89 districts in Papua New Guinea. From the ambulances we have donated, to the hundreds of classrooms, now at 600, to the programs we have funded, our work has benefited over 900,000 people in Papua New Guinea, and we're only just getting started. We value all the partnerships that we have with schools, health centres, community-based organisations, and of course our Men of Honour network. We believe that Papua New Guineans know best how to solve their problems, and we are proud to work together with you to see sustainable results. Everyone has a role to play in nation building, so we invite you to partner with us to ensure no one is left behind.
Delivering quality education projects is part of Digicel PNG Foundation's goal to improve literacy and numeracy levels of students from early childhood through to high school. Another footprint we've left in the Morobe province at Amber Demonstration Primary School in Leh. This double classroom makes them the 31st project recipient of the foundation in the province. Since 2018, the Amber Demonstration Primary School sat in a challenging position after 2 classrooms burnt down just 2 days before the Grade 8 national examinations. Now this loss affected up to 90 students.
It's a great help. Since 2018, one of my double classroom went down to HES. And with this judicial assistance of the new double classroom, it's a great help, especially to my children and my teachers. With that, we used a makeshift classroom when the classroom went down, but it's not very conducive to the teachers and children's teaching and learning. So with this new classroom here, it's really a boost to the children's learning.
This year, enrollment totaled 1,234 students, with 43 teachers of the 6 streams inclusive of all grades. That makes up 36 classes. Head teacher Michael Mosalu says that despite this tragedy, the school maintained steady progress, utilizing the available resources and classrooms up until the approval of the new double classroom.
I think it's very fine, and it's helping towards children who need help and women.
CEO of Digicel PNG Foundation, Serena Sasingyan, says that this project is an opening for partnership between Amber Primary and the foundation.
The school was recommended very highly by partners such as Atlas Steel. When we got your school application, we knew that it was quite apparent that it was important because of the school numbers that we invested in a classroom. And with a classroom, it is only as good as how you guys will look after it. So all of you that are sitting here, I don't know what grade it will go to, but I know that you will be good custodians over the school infrastructure. Because many students and many kids all around the country don't have the privilege like you to sit in a good classroom. Many sit on the floor, many do not have access to teachers, many don't have access to a quality learning environment.
After 12 years of nation building, we have invested over 135 million kina into health and education projects all over the country. We envision a nation where there is equal access to opportunities so that no one is left behind. By leveraging Digicel's mobile network, we are reaching PNG's most rural areas. We provide support to our partners through grants and capacity building and provide a platform to share our collective story of change. We want to see a connected, educated, safe, and healthy PNG. Visit our website to learn more about our work. Digicel Foundation, your partner in nation building.
It's been 6 years since the Digicel PNG Foundation blessed another primary school in Morobe Province. In the midst of Makam Valley, Zumin Primary School were the recipients of another double classroom back in 2014. Zumin Primary School is a level 5 school in the Makam district, where some of those neighboring villages make up the student population. Given the responsibility of educating 450 students, the 14 teaching staff have been allocated into 18 classes, ranging from grades 3 to 8. The assistant teacher, Vitioso, who has been in the profession for over 12 years, was honored to speak about the double classroom. Most of the infrastructure in the school was funded through the parents' support in fee payments.
When I mingle around with the students and teaching the lessons daily, and then seeing them going through the education pathway and then up to higher institutions, that's where I get my job satisfaction.
Papua New Guinea's society continues to expand, and with it the need for access to education. The lack of infrastructure has always been an impediment, but this issue is even greater for persons living with disabilities. Just near the outskirts of Ley City is Markham Road Primary School, which has provided an avenue for this young generation. The Morobe Inclusive Education and Resource Centre is an organisation currently facilitated under the primary school that trains and educates young persons with disabilities who long for proper education.
So everyone must come to school.
Between 2015 and 2016, Digicel PNG Foundation was able to construct a double classroom for the students of Makam Road Primary. However, in March of 2020, the primary school facilitated the use of this double classroom building to the Inclusive Centre for the individuals with special needs. This was a result of the Inclusive Education and Resource Centre in town facing problems and forced closure. Principal of the Inclusive Education Centre, David Siwi Pop, acknowledged the Foundation's generosity with the provision of these classrooms.
This building has been a great help to us, the Resource Centre, and all our special needs children and diverse learning needs. They all, when we do the integration at the center-based learning center, they used to come here and then they access the building. And I see that it's very important, and we are utilizing the building for inclusive purpose.
About 22 students were identified and integrated into the center, with an additional 37 hearing impaired, 37 multi-disabilities, and 1 visually impaired. Principal of the center has mentioned that these individuals are taught to identify and adapt to strategies, materials, and environments, and are made to adapt in order to meet the basic learning syllabus.
This building is located in the primary school to cater for these kids. So when they have assessment or test or any difficulties that arises in the classroom situation, we bring them out into the unit and then we help them out.
6 special officers are allocated to various disabilities depending on the specific needs of the individuals. Although the staff can relate to the students' needs, there are many struggles and challenges they face, and Siwi Pop is hopeful they will find an avenue to address them. Despite waiting for the renovations to be done at the main facilities center, staff and students of the Inclusive Center showed gratitude towards the primary school and Digicel PNG Foundation for the provision of the classrooms. And it is full gratitude to partnerships like this that has increased access to quality in inclusive education and infrastructure all across Papua New Guinea.
Thank you, Digicel for making our education inclusive. Thank you.
After 12 years of nation building, we have invested over 135 million kina into health and education projects all over the country. We envision a nation where there is equal access to opportunities so that no one is left behind. By leveraging Digicel's mobile network, we are reaching PNG's most rural areas. We provide support to our partners through grants and capacity building and provide a platform to share our collective story of change. We want to see a connected, educated, safe, and healthy PNG. Visit our website to learn more about our work. Digicel Foundation, your partner in nation building.
Another feel-good story, and this time we find our footprints in the Central Province. Schools outside of towns and cities are not able to access much due to inadequate knowledge. In the local villages, they still use basic learning materials to teach students from elementary and primary schools. This is the story of one man who decided to take a negative and turn it into a positive, devoting his project grant to a little school in his village. Education, or lack of, has always been a main concern for the locals, so one man made it his business to give back to his community. Gani Gomuna, who comes from Lalara, and with a passion to help develop a positive mindset of the younger generation, he made it his business to do something about it, to help this elementary school. Gani is an employee of Digicel, based in Port Moresby. Last year, when Gani heard about the new staff community grants program, he thought he would apply for it to give something to children back home. Little did he know his project would be approved.
I requested for 2 television flat screens, one for the preps, a smaller one because they need to be closer in order to have manners to listen and less noise. But the bigger one is for the elementary 1 and 2 that they can be able to have space to do their work. A solar kit, and the TVs are powered by the solar. The speakers, woofers, and hard drives and flash drives. So I committed my monthly data, staff data, 20 gigs to download the programs to start with here.
Gani was able to present materials which he knew would be of great use to the children. Part of the reason of returning was due to his son, who made it out from this school and advanced to primary school, despite the limited learning material.
With this one, I purposely did it, applied for, secured, but it's for one village. Education is plural.
Lalara Elementary School is one of the longest serving in the village, which was established back in 1996. Gani and the foundation team were welcomed by smiling faces from the students and the surrounding community. To appreciate this project coming into the village, a community elder made a few remarks by thanking Gani and Digicel PNG Foundation. Gani has also created the school's logo and funded it, a representative symbol, he says, not only for the school but representing everything in the village. More stories in our next episode of Komuniti Footprints, including one special man of honor in the Western Province. I'm Hannah Jaku. Join me then.